Hello. In this video, I'm going to be going over something similar to something I've explained on this channel a long time ago. uh, this being about the Christian biblical hierarchy, which basically is what tries to tell you mathematical geometry logic of the spectrum of what the Bible calls evil and good. The Bible tries to assert black and white logic upon its outlook of reality, and does so through calling something either good or evil, but not neutral and not a mix of the two. A thing can only be evil or good; it can't be both or neutral. Is what the Bible tries to say. Is basically what that means. Is on this diagram. I've designed a diagram to show what it means by that. Tries to say from 1 to 9. For example, you have a quantity of evil, levels of evil, levels of good. You can have micro units stuffed between each interval of between 9 to 8, 8 to 7, 7 to 6, so on and so forth. The same way, multiple inches 12 inches create a foot, and that way you can fit 12 into 1. Well, you can fit 10,000 into 1, this one here at these levels of tinier units of things. So it's the same thing. That's why you have just single digit numbers being the levels instead of trillions of numbers, because you can't fit it all. That's the only reason we put single digit numbers as the thresholds. Basically, the higher you go, the higher amount of good. The lower you go, the lower amount, and is a higher amount of evil. According to the Bible, that's how it works. That's how real life is. Well, something interesting I noticed recently is how absurd it is that the Bible says that the threshold can only be 1 to 6 for evil, since the Bible says the highest amount of evil can only be described as the number 6, and that it can't be described as, say, the number 9, 7, or 8. When it makes no sense, since the number 6 is chosen by the Bible only because it's a quantity of 6. And that's basically it trying to say that the quantity and amount of 6 of evil is the only interval we can use to describe mathematically the highest amount of negativity. It does try to say that 6 is the most evil number, that no other number is more evil than 6. So it is trying to say that on this diagram there isn't any number that we could possibly put on it that would supersede it in terms of quantity of evil. Yet that's just not shown here, since quantitatively speaking, there's already 7, 8, and 9 that could be beneath 6 here. It would be more evil would be a higher concentration of evil than 6. The Bible simply fails to account for this, and so it still tries to put 666 at the bottom of this diagram without giving any explanation as to how that could possibly make any sense. The reality is, the Bible is fraudulent material. It's a scam. You should stop reading it. Like I said, I'll repeat it one more time for those who don't know. This is just basic math that I've been talking about on this channel. Basic physics and science. So this is what it shows, okay? So my question to my Christian viewers is, can you prove to me that I'm wrong here? Can you prove if you're going to prove to me I'm wrong here, you're going to have to prove that there can't be a number bigger in quantity than 6 that can actually represent a higher amount of evil. And you're going to have to prove to me that the Bible isn't trying to say that 6 is the is the biggest number that can represent the highest quantitative amount of evil at once. You have to prove to me that it isn't trying to do that. And if you can't prove it, then you have to concede that the Bible is lying when it says that 6 is the highest quantity number which evil can be labeled as, and have it make any mathematical sense. So it's just basic math. Basic math tells you 9 is bigger than 6, so 9 would be a higher amount of evil. And like I said, I understand that there's intervals. You could have the interval only run from 1 to 6 in the fraction, if you had the right fractions in place. But you can just take the fractions in place that are there and just apply them any way with any combination you want with any of the numbers. It doesn't have to necessarily be 1 to 6. You can change it until it's 1 to 7, 1 to 8, 1 to 5, 1 to 4. You can take fractions and apply them in any way so that the spectrum doesn't go from 1 to 6. It can go from 1 to 9, 1 to 8, 1 to 2, 1 to 1.5, 1 to 3. There's no according to math, there isn't any combination that's excluded. Any two numbers, any set of numbers can be used as the spectrum of good to evil. In terms of intervals, the Bible just does not admit this. It just doesn't admit that, and it makes it honestly. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. Thanks for watching. Bye.